Guys, I am officially Captaindick Nozzle today, because it's Sunday, so we're on the backup channel. So, Mr. 27, when you're like, where are the Brew Girls? The Brew Girls are over here on Sundays. And what are we looking at? We're looking at Black Phillip. Blood, orange, and cranberry hard cider. This is from Blake's, and it weighs in at 6.6. You know, if they wanted to, just to be fun, they should have ran that out one more decimal point. Yeah, let's just get into it. Let's just get into it. Please enjoy responsibly. What do they care? Please suck down as many of these as possible. As long as you don't hurt yourself, because then you won't be sucking down anymore, and you won't be spending any more money with Blake's. Okay, so it has kind of a pinkish. I don't know what comes through on this thing, because right now, the color looks pretty good. I think I have it set a cinema. It was on Vivid. And Vivid sometimes was red, and Vivid sometimes was blue. This is just on, I think, theatrical setting. I cannot mat. I have never been a huge fan of the blood orange stuff, but now adding some cranberry. Now, if I didn't read cranberry, I don't know if I'd give you that as a smell. The blood orange, yes, because it has kind of a distinctive smell, but it's kind of toned down in the smell on this. So, sniffy, sniffy, drinky, drinky, cheersy. Mr. 27. Oh, sorry, never mind. Well, that's not bad at all. It's mild on the sweetness and mild on the flavors. Maybe a little bit more than the Stilly from Jolson. So a little bit more sweetness, a little bit more flavor. And more carbonation. It's kind of funny because the Stilly said fine bubbles, and it's like you could almost your brain almost connected the dots, the little bubble dots. It just seemed like you were swallowing a whole bunch of really small air bubbles. Carbonation bubbles in that, versus this has more your typical like beer like sensation. It's got bigger bubbles because Mr. 27. I mean, I just, if anybody wants to answer this question, a girl sticking her tongue out, is that really somehow sexy? I mean, you can keep your tongue in your mouth and then just, write me an essay on what you're going to do with the tongue. I don't need to see it right now. Cheers. I got this over at Superior Meats, which meant I overspent. But it was a sixer. I mean, I guess I can't necessarily say I overspent. I think it was either $9.99 or $10.99 for 6. Kind of unfortunately typical by today's standards. As full disclosure, I just missed that shot. I have had, I've had one thing to, I don't know if I'd go out in public like that, but I've had one thing to drink today. I had a beer because this morning, Matt, I can tell you that you went to bed around, you walked out of your garage, like 4 a.m. because I was down here cleaning and I'm just like, wow, I got a lot done. I fully expected to see something like midnight. It was like 4. I'm like, oh. well, it's I missed my opportunity to go to bed. So I went upstairs and watched Top Gear. But I did get a lot of organizing done. The shelf at the foot of the stairs has nothing but appliances on it. The big shelf that I got from David and Bunky that's sitting right here, all cooking stuff on the top, all battle box stuff that I don't know if I'll ever use, but at this point in time, I don't want to give it away. I've got car blankets and sleeping bags and 2 different hammocks, a banana hammock, and a shitload of duffel bags and all that kind of stuff, all on that shelf. The next shelf down was mason jars and a lot of glass stuff, but nicely packaged so that, I went through like everything. I think I got like 6 or 8 big ass boxes from the Ninja when they cleared out their cabin up here and sold it. That was one of those things where that would have been, if I had my way, I would have convinced him to keep the cabin, and for maybe owning it down the road or something like that, would have maintained it, like gone down and cut the grass once a week or once every other week, depending on what the weather's like. And this time of the year I could go down and or she could go down, which would be better, and plow a path to it or something. That it was like the Ninja's last tether to the Northland. And now, at least I could count on seeing him at least once a year, all the way up until bastard. But when he closed up shop, he just had he's like, I'm stopping over. You don't have to take it, but anything that's there that you want. I got that gas chainsaw that I've never been able to get to run, which was why I got it from him. An electric chainsaw, which I've never been able to use it because Matt took it. And then mason jars up the ass. And it just seems so wrong to throw away a canning jar. Plus a whole bunch of canning stuff. So that, and then the next shelf down, I actually had it empty until I started putting shipping boxes in it. Yes, I cannot save every box that shows up here. Maybe 0.5%. But if I need something, so I try to keep a range of small all the way up to, say, something stupid bigger. Like, for instance, where did I crush that up? I think I crushed that up. I was like, you know what? I have no intentions on shipping out something. Violet, Brad wants to play Spider-Man with you and shoot ropes. He says you can use your face to catch them. So yeah, I've been working on organizing, and it's not just organizing, but going, I'm going to throw this out. This has to go. This has to go. This has to go. That had to go. Those are nice. Let's see. First of all, I can't really say it's a shout out from the past, but I have not heard from Tardisius in a while, and as a matter of fact, quite a few of you contacted me and wanted to know if he was okay. Well, he's always been, I guess, a overly private individual. I have known him going back to, I suppose, Ebomi was 100 subscribers or less, and over the years he painted me that and my Marvin the Martian stuff, and he's sent me knives and Zippos, and he's just a very, very awesome and generous person. And but the one thing that he would never exchange is information beyond YouTube. So it kind of sucks because, first of all, not some of the best friendships that I have created are thanks to this platform. And even though this platform sucks, I have to always at least give credit for that. But Tardisius, no, we've never exchanged. Well, I try to give him my phone number, and but I heard through the grapevine that he has responded on some people's videos recently. He just hasn't put anything up. So, Tardisius, if you hear me say this, I truly hope everything is going okay. Yeah, he used to do the trigger pull thing, the knife thing. I mean, that's great. I don't think I ever did a trigger pull video or I mean, you've seen me do shit over here. I mean, I have a couple of things that, first of all, if it was made by Hubie, it's incredible. I mean, right now, the touchiest trigger I have would be the Mosin, and I actually reworked the Hubie Concepts trigger, and even John is like, results vary, and Eric's is not something that you could ever expect. I mean, if you ever put in a Hubie Concepts trigger, which gives you the ability to adjust a roller bar in it, which allows you to take up any travel and get you right to that wall, I can tell you what I did that made that a 3/4 ounce, not even a pound trigger, and it's stayed really consistent over the years of all of the. Well, it's been in two different chassis. The first one was the and Christopher Alone Company, if you are hearing this, he was just like, I don't give a shit if you don't like the way that Monte Carlo stock looks and it doesn't call to you. Don't mess with it. When you can hit a to save the innocent, if you can hit a golf ball twice at 200 yards with a Mosin Nagant, you're dialed in pretty good, and you probably shouldn't mess with it. But I like the Boyd stock. I like the way that looks, and I have the same thing going on right now. If first of all, if I could afford to upgrade it, it'd probably mean I could afford to keep it and not even think about selling it. That would be the Psalm. I do not like the Macmillan stock that it's in. Macmillan is a top. You'll find an endless amount of military snipers that are their sniper rifle is sitting in a Macmillan chassis. I just don't like the fact that for the most part it just kind of looks like a deer hunting rifle. I wanted to do a chassis gun, and I've been very vocal on this. There's nothing that, unless you win the lottery and want to help me out, there's nothing that anything can be done about it, because at the time the chassis guns were just starting to come out, and if you could find one, they were a hell of a lot more pricey than they are now, and they still are pricey. But I would rather have it if I had the magic wand, which, never mind, let's skip that one too. If I had the magic wand, the JP would have never been the JP. It would have been a chassied bolt 308 Remington. Then it would have had the Huber Concepts trigger in it, and blah blah blah. Well, the Psalm is a Remington-based pattern, so it has John's trigger in it. I just would like it to be a chassis gun. That's just me. It doesn't, it's kind of like having the most badass drivetrain and suspension in your car, but it just kind of looks like a sleeper, versus it just like the brand new Corvette, with 1100 and something horsepower. It just looks badass and it fits the part. But it is what it is, and someday I'd either sell it and do something different, or I know I could take what I have and drop it into a chassis. As a matter of fact, Cuz's friend that we went to go visit, American Resistance, hats upstairs, he was just like, oh hell yeah, just send me a picture of the gun and tell me what stock it has in it right now, and I could find you one. Well, I'm sure, maybe something like, what's the one, Jolson, that you have for your 22, I don't know how many times I've asked him about that, but that company makes some bad. I mean, if I was just gonna go buy a done and out the door, their bullpup guns, everything from 308 all the way up to 50 BMG, 338 Lapua, whatever. That is one hell of a setup. I mean, enabling it to keep it nice and short, because your trigger might be here, but everything is happening back here, kind of like with the Hellion. And McLean, you can eat 2 sausage stacks from my underwear. He's like, you better not get anything until you get your Hellion. Christ, I've waited so long that the Hellion was offered in a 16-inch. Now it's offered in a 16, 18, and 20-inch barrel. Still, it makes no sense that if you're going with a bullpup configuration, legal is 16, and yet this is nice and short. And actually, when I watched TFB TV, when he did a side-by-side comparison, the 16-inch, for some reason, and now I know stuff, like for instance in the JP, Christopher was bragging, and Christopher, you too can have a big bite of a wiener sausage from my pants. Christopher got the longer barrel than mine, and I went with what I had because Ben from JP said inherently the shorter barrel is more accurate, and it's probably due to harmonics. If you can get a camera and slow it all the way down. I mean, have you ever watched a video of what happens to the barrel, and especially a scope, sitting on a BMG 50? I mean, I guess it's no wonder that the Safety Harbor Firearms BMG 50 that I had ate almost as many scopes as it did ammo. Mommy. Okay, so first in, which is on the Stilly, the Fuzz Peach, is Poco. She's so cute. I don't even care if. See, I don't even know. Obviously in Matt's brain something happens. Smile Money's like, well, at least something happens up there. But at what point in Matt's brain is that a beautiful woman with beautiful eyes and a figure versus her forehead's too big? I personally have never seen a chick that was hot that for some reason she became unhot because of her forehead. Do a comb over or something. Okay, Poco says, Driving on ice can get you killed. It's a slippery slope. Stay frosty. Thank you, Poco, for that PSA. First in on the Stilly Cranberry is Rich saying cheers all. And Bad says cheers, Rich. And Rich says cheers, Bad. We must be hearted Friday night owl drinkers. Bad says virtual drinking buddies. Yeah, I couldn't even start editing this until after Locked and Loaded, which I started late because some assholes 166 comments yesterday. Really? No. We saw Violet a moment ago, Brad's girl, but that's for a non-redhead. She's so freaking hot, and I'm forgetting her name now. I mean, it really doesn't matter. Her name is Get Out. She's hot as hell too. Got some veins going on. I think if you were to draw a line, I see much more from here to the chin than from here to the top of her. So, I mean, and then again, Matt, I'd like to point this out. She has a big forehead, or she has a receding hairline. Bad says greetings, Captain. Greetings, Bad. And I know this video's up over 100, but right now I have plenty of time. McLean, you're right. I probably shouldn't say anything. McLean's like, what? Bad. Not first, not last. Poco says, neither here nor there. This is also true. The Ninja says, naked bedtime Friday. Well, I guess I can't actually, coochie coo. The one in red. The other one has way too small of a forehead. Technically speaking, I guess I can't say that I haven't been to bed yet. It was almost 5 a.m. when I started watching Top Gear, and I think Christine came downstairs at 6:30, and I woke up when she came walking down the stairs. So I guess like an hour and a half. I mean, I feel pretty good. I'm probably not going to be up late tonight, though, because Daddy's got to work tomorrow. Like to blow bubbles in that pool. See, more sub comments. Bad says, there once was a Friday night spree where pants were declared optional. See, with socks on the floor and modesty no more. Read more button. I toast the weekend, buck naked and free. Mr. 27 says, nice poem. Then he says, or early Saturday morning nakedness. Multi-gunman says, naked time. And then Mr. 27 says back to him, laughing, oh, there she is again. Now, I would say for her, there's a couple pictures where it isn't that she doesn't look hot in them, but she looks so much different than she does, say, right here. Okay, zoom back to the top. J-Dog is here at work. J-Dog, let me know when you want me to come look at your project so we can get this planned. Bad says, greetings, J-Dog. And Poco says, you're here before work, before the first nap. She's either got pierced nipples or she's got some zits on her tits. See, first of all, she's one of these. See, and now I know someone might judge. She just kind of looks a little evil or creepy, or she's just impatient and she wants you to get in there. But this is, you remedy those like that, so. Poco says, "What's up?" What's up, Poco? Bad says, "Greetings, Poco." Rich says, "Gouda is great. Smoked or not." Hell yeah. Yeah, no, definitely for me. Gouda is Gouda. Very Gouda. But there are so many cheeses that once you smoke them, and if you have a smoker, I mean, Toby One Kenobi, prick is going to be adiosing himself from the neighborhood, and God, less than a week he's going to start moving. He smoked cheese. I don't know if I ever got a chance to try that, but I know one of the last times his parents were in town, he smoked up a bunch of cheese. And just for the record, Toby's dad's pretty cool. Oops, he actually might be watching this. I mean, Toby's dad is an asshole. And if you are Toby's dad, if Toby's dad is listening to me say this, you should have intervened. This whole moving has just really been unacceptable with Matt and Michelle and Mike. I mean, it's just this whole putting him and Bianca first to get a newer house. I think from the location, I mean that area that they're moving is really nice. The very last JRJ Properties house got flipped within a half of a mile of where his house is, but to get a newer house in a nicer, quieter area with a bigger garage and then a slab ready to put up another, this whole me shit, Toby, is bullshit. Okay? Yeah, Angie. I don't give a shit if she did purple hair. There's a couple of somethings about hair that I just really like. Bad says, "Love Gouda cheese." Okay. Poco says the red light is cool. Oh, sorry. The LED light is cool. I'd use it. That's why, see, this was kind of a temporary thing for these, because before I let Cobra dictate hours of stringing and electrical work and passive resistance and some Cheeto dust removal. If Cobra would have never said anything, I would have never put those up there. Those are actually supposed to go on our front porch. It's an enclosed front porch. The ceiling fan that's out on the porch is also the only light out there. And it's another one of those douchebag companies that the bulb in that light is one bulb and one bulb only, and it's one of those small base ones that's, I think, the biggest that you can even get for one of those is 25 watts, 40 watts maybe, but it's, yeah, so I'd go gardening. I like how she's got the buckle area right where the nipple is. Yeah, that's these were supposed to go out there, so I could either A, get lazy, find another set of these and just buy another set so I can put it out on the porch, or I could take these all down and string them out on the porch and try the LED that I showed you from the battle box. I can't tell all rolled up how lit up it's going to be. Now, she's so hot. As full disclosure goes, they are designed directional. The light, it almost lets no light through the backside, so it's just coming out one way. So I might want to think about maybe getting some thin double stick tape, and then I could literally run a line like back here, which would be cool because then just like now you wouldn't be able to see it because it would be on the back side of the frame of this light, then go around, and I could put another, if I have enough to go back and forth 3 times, I could be right here on the back of the plumbing pipe and on the back of that back light. I mean, it's obviously so much easier just to go on Amazon, buy another set of those, and then not have to deal with it. But yeah, what's cool about those ones, Poco, is you can plug it into a battery bank, and you know, well, obviously you're not going to plug it into an outlet when you're out camping, but I'm just saying. Look at that! Oh, must have the air conditioning on in the car. So something looks a little nippily-eye. Poco, oh wow, haven't sunk anything in a while. Really? Yeah, that's my problem. It's kind of been like 7 years since I went to the sub races. Again, not generally a gigantic blonde fan, even though I'm guessing that the carpet doesn't match the drapes, but she's got kind of a, you know, it looks like maybe she didn't bother putting on a lot of makeup, so fairly plain, which she looks pretty good if that's the case. Kev Dog. It's kind of funny. It's kind of funny, Kev Dog. There's at least 3 girls in this rotation that are called Kev Dog 1, Kev Dog 2, and Kev Dog 3 because they're all uniform wearing girls that look exceptional. Bad sub comment. The pink is the best thing to sink. I have no idea what he's talking about. McLean, I don't like the anti-Trigicon talk. I've got things that, I mean, I've got several pistols that have Trigicon vials in the Trigicon vials in the night sights, but for me, okay, fine, McLean, Trigicon, it's awesome. It better be for the price. That's all I got to throw out there. I have never owned anything Trigicon optics because it seems like for the price of that one, I could have 2 or 3 things. I mean, this is what I want. This is what I want for the 10 millimeter. They have the new SE, which it's a battery, side drawer battery, not like this. I mean, if I had one of these, I'd be ecstatic to have another one of these for the 10 millimeter, the XDM. But how many of these could I have in exchange for having one Trigicon? That's where I rest my case. I mean, so far, I have not had a red dot fail me. And giving credit where credit is due, because I may end up seeing if somebody is interested in bartering something for these guys, but when I replace the one that's on the XDM with something else, I will effectively have 2 of these. And these are just put the battery in and it runs until the battery goes dead, and then you just replace it. And unfortunately, they are also bottom loaders. And all I have to say about that is, when you have something like that, yeah, it's not going to lick itself. Here's the nipples, because without them, titties would be pointless. One thing I will say about a bottom loader is be really careful with your Loctite that you're using. I mean, I might use Loctite the first time around and then not after that, because I got my pee-pee whapped pretty good once, because I had so many grips on the Justin AR. I didn't like that one, then I didn't like that one, and every single time I used blue Loctite. The blue Loctite, it got to the point where I actually had to re-tap that hole. Last one. Hey, what the hell? Let's play that game. We've already ruled. I want. So I'll just be official, Sharky. I'm passing on this one, which means I automatically have to have a child with the next one, according to Sharky's rules. Sub-comment from Bad. I'm not sure it's legal to diss Trigicon. McLean says, oh God, I win. Eric complains about the price. That's no excuse. Just look at his inventory. Oh, you're going to pull that one on me? Christine, do you realize how much fucking money you waste every single month on Powerball tickets? She goes, yeah. She goes, hey, let's go down to the gun room and discuss this. How many tickets did you want me to pick up, Christine? Oh, it hit the back. Missed. Missed is the Cliff Note version of what just went down right there. Now I've lost to play the game. I really like that last one because she had nice long hair. This one, there's just something about half of the boobie squishing out under her armpit that makes me say, I am happily passing on this. Now, if I woke up, that whole, her head is, oh my God, yes, did I win, except for tattoos. That whole thing about you have to gnaw your arm off because you don't want to wake her. Not a problem. Bad says, good stuff costs money. Of course, I cannot afford it, Trigicon. McLean says, my favorite cheese is from Unda. Passing on this one. Bad says, you like the Down Under? Okay, subcomment. McLean, Matt spin-off channel. Yes, please. Bad says, absolutely. Okay, so I passed on that last one, and now I'm stuck with this one. Yeah, I mean, she looks bitchy, but she could look bitchy and sticky. I'm good with that. Bad says, absolutely. Then he says, what are you doing up this late? McLean says, I'm in California. I know. I'd also hold on this one. This isn't her most enlightening picture, but there's others of her that make you go, swing. Bad says to McLean, it's still Friday for you. It's stumble to bed and get some sleep time for me. And McLean says, you need your beauty sleep, trust me. Wow, what a dick. Bad says, has Matt started a channel yet? Yeah, technically he has the Jax R, Jack off R, Jack off on a small forehead R, or whatever the hell it's called. McLean, Wade, 5503, can't type while recovering. Is his finger broken? What the? Oh, nice doggy. Minds think alike. Brad says, millions of peaches, peaches for me. Millions of peaches, peaches for free. A10 is a hit. I don't know what. EMT says, Brat. Cobra says to EMT, perfect, that was literally the sound in my head when I read Joey's A10 comment. 5503. And Kevdog says back to him, great minds think alike. Zeus, rest in peace, Mule 66. Oh, I don't even remember what the other one. Yes, yeah. If you ever want to see what it looks like when somebody with a larger chest is playing golf, teeing off without a shirt on, they hold their own pretty good. Yes, rest in peace, Mule. See, if Matt was here, he'd say, obviously she's too good looking, she must be AI. Okay, so the Cliff Note version is we'll probably have to plan dinner and the rest of the fun for another date. Oh yeah. I'll even overlook the tattoos. And then Zeus had a link to the memorial service. Yeah, that it was. Someone just took their phone and set it up, aimed. I left a couple of comments and watched it for a while, but the feedback on the sound was annoying, so I gave up. Ooh, yeah. Matt Davis, I think you should keep that shotgun. Bad says, I agree. Well, I both of you guys, I agree. But here's the situation. If it was in my power, I would. This used to belong to a friend of mine. Actually, James used to actually work for me and Greg at JRJ Properties. and he's been going through some really hard times. As a matter of fact, the last post that he had on Facebook was almost like life-ending kind of comments, and several of us, including me, said, you know, if you need to talk to somebody, whatever, well, let's just Cliff Note version it. He needed to sell this because he was trying to get his a lawn maintenance company going, and I would have, well, knowing what I know now, I would have figured out maybe something I like less than this, and I would have sold it. But the thing is I could not come up with the money. A friend of mine came up with the money and sent money to me, and then I paid James for this. So I'm kind of like in possession of it, but somewhere down the road it's probably going to be going bye-bye, and it's not because I went, oh, I don't have enough money, so I'm going to have to sell this. After spending some time with this, the weight, the how fast the frickin' thing shoots, and just the way it looks, no, you guys are absolutely right. I would not. I would sell a lot of things if it belonged to me. I would sell a lot of things before I'd get rid of this. This is a typical example of that person making bad decisions downstairs at my front door, coming into my house at 2 o'clock in the morning hearing this. Or maybe more than likely what they would actually be hearing would be that. And that'd be the last thing that they would hear. But yeah, no. I mean, good. I mean, it's freaking badass. And like I said, it had quite a few outings during the time in Texas. When we were at one of Cuz's friends' place, who has just beautiful property, a fully enclosed range. I mean, this wasn't like the deck was, you know, just reach up with your rifle and your tap. I want to say that it was like must have been 16, 18 foot. You know, basically a pole barn with basically just the roof, and I think the walls came down on the side so that if it was raining sideways, you could still shoot under cover and have a good time. Yeah, we did our clay pigeons, and once you figured out the lead on it. It did pretty good. Its biggest nemesis is actually something that I wouldn't change if it was mine, and that is the sighting system on it. It's this is absolutely a beautiful shotgun. Of all of the shotguns that I have owned, I would say if I had them all and I was only able to keep one, this would probably be the one. But yeah, so if it ever leaves northern storage, it's because I couldn't come up with the money in the first place. Yes, that was a mistake, but it doesn't change the fact that I didn't have the money in the first place. Don't know about this. I'm passing. I mean, she's hot, but I'm going to pass on this. Wade. Yes. Wade, I found out today that closely following Brad and the deplorables counts as cardiac rehab exercise. You have to be careful, though. Double clutching can cause dizziness. God. Well, you are actually right now in the middle of one of my brew reviews. And after this, I'm going to go up and make dinner. So, at a bare minimum, if you want to, let me know and we can do the meditation and yoga. Or is it yogurt? I can't remember. Wow, I thought this thing wasn't this? I thought it was charging. I really thought it was charging. Smart Money says, I would be better than following the news. It would be better than following the news this week. Cute. Nice body. Probably, it looks like she has more nipple than booby. Yet, I would still let her hold that against me. Mr. 20, holy shit. Mr. 20, oof, mama. Mr. 27 says he's 37th, and there was over 100 comments. Okay, Bad says, but not last. Multi-Gunman says, hi there, Homo Pickle. Mr. 27 says back to him, you bring the 357s and whiskey. And then he says, hey, buddy. Hey, buddy. Those look nice. I was talking about the necklace, not the cans, Mr. 27, who's 37th. Then he says, where art thou, multi-357 man? Unlike you, he has a life. Wow, subcomment. Sharky says, cheers all. Battlebox on deck. Here we go. Once again, I'd like to say thank you to everyone that checked out that video in the shorts. In my shorts. That video had more views in the evening after putting it up than the last one that I put up as a full-on Ebomi video months ago. So months ago up till now, that one had more views in a matter of hours. So if BattleBox goes, oh, he's not putting up videos on his main channel, he's only doing shorts, oh well, then I guess I won't be doing shit for them for long. But this definitely has a better impact of people seeing it. And you know, I'm not gonna mat. When I do the shorts, I don't take the pictures of the items. I don't take the pictures of the book. I just simply quickly tell you about each of those items. And that's because today, by people suck these days. I mean, when you can put up a video that's 2 minutes and people don't even have the attention span to watch all of that, forget the girl, I want the horse. Smart Money says, can we please have Greenland? Wow. I don't. Yeah, Sharky, I'm taking that. Bad says, hi, Sharky. And Bad says, Smart Money, I'll trade you California and New York for Greenland. Smart Money says, only the San Andreas Fault would set the lower half of California adrift. Yeah, I'm good with what I chose. New York City would not be hard if we could just close the bridges and tunnels. Not all New York is bad. Sorry, Joey. You're just trapped. That's true. I mean, this is where I go back and say, voting Elections have consequences. If you didn't get out to vote and then you found out that a towel head camel jockey taking a shit in a hole in the sand that came over here and doesn't care about America and wants to turn everything into socialism, you weren't for that? Did you vote? Because if you didn't, sorry, shut the fuck up. Elections have consequences. Just for the record, neither of them. It may be 6-7 years, but not that. No, I still have some standards. If I was forced at gunpoint, it would be this one over that one. Now, on the other hand, Sharky says to Smart Money, I'm Dutch, not Danish, mate. But hey, be my guest. Fucking Dutchies. Smart Money says, well, they both start with D. Maybe you can put in a good word for us, laugh out loud. Netherlands have the wooden shoes and Denmark have the Vikings. Then again, Holland is only a region of the Netherlands, but the entire country have wooden shoes. And then Smart Money says, so confusing, and with both countries connected to Germany. Sharky knows, but how badly I wish that something happens in the future and me and Christine can go spend a month over there. Or 15 seconds in there. Smart Money found some old beer. How did they survive long enough in the garage to be considered old? What? Did the skunk hide them? That must have been what happened. Bad says your summer is like 60 degrees and 2 weeks long. I'm sure it never even got warm. Oh, Jesus, baby. Yes, mommy. Nope. Take that back. Her forehead's too big. Smart Money. Only if you still had the 50 BMG that we could watch languishing in your basement with the JP Killer, the Mouse, and the 7th Psalm. Action-packed, I tell you. Smart Money, I am not going to say a goddamn thing of my expectations for this year. But if I didn't actually have a little thing called work, which is very good right now, I was actually considering going up to the shack because, first of all, my truck, my believe it or not, the big old diesel is 19 miles per gallon or more to the shack and back. Wow, to the shack and back. The van right now, believe it or not, is in single digits. Bad says, but it looks badass. Badass? Smart Money says, so does moldy cheese, laugh out loud. Cobra says, FYI, Smart Money, YouTube asked me to rate your comment. I rated it excellent, of course, but makes me suspicious of what they're doing. I know, he sent me the thing. It was an actual question that popped up for him. Bad says, real cool burnout. It's just YouTube finding new and better ways to blackball people and hide comments. That Smile Money guy is a bad dude. Better hide his comments from the kiddos. Then he says, in the UK, you can be arrested for making social media posts that offend someone. It's happening. That is scary. This is just another step towards global control over what you post online. The thing is anybody over here that is somehow responsible for possibly making that a reality in the U.S., I hope you become unalived in a chipper shredder. And the funny thing is I have several friends that I still communicate with on a regular basis over across the big pond. And the one thing that they all say is, Eric, whatever happens, you need to be on the forefront of making sure that what happened over here never happens in the United States. My money. BattleBox trying 6 ways from Sunday to help you start fires. Smile money. If I got paid for just the Steyr-Og, the starter, the fire starter shit that I've received from BattleBox over the years, for God's sakes, it's like something in every box for a while. Bad. Gotta rekindle the flames. So my only BattleBox was around before cavemen discovered fire. They could have been supreme rulers. My BattleBox knife should screw into a paint roller stick. Then it would be considered a spear. Oh, I'm creating a spear right now. Bad says, yeah, I'm hard pressed to find a use for that shaped blade. Definitely a... Well, he says it should be a good at shopping. That basically is exactly what clearing a path. You could do some batoning. It's unique. You have to admit that. Wow, nice. This particular block must be way too fresh. It's reminding me a lot of the ones we're waiting on. Thought these were all dated the same. Best Buy 5/24 of 26. Wow, these are all. Now I've got some higher hopes for that. For this stuff. 1/23 of 26. The Bavarian. This is a lot like the Bavarian right now, and I've never had the Castle like this. It has more of a rubbery texture to it. Still smells like Limburger, not as rank as stuff that was getting the discoloring on the outside, but yeah, it obviously, this stuff needs to age too. I mean, you've seen some of the blocks where I said, wow, look at how rank and nasty that is. Goes right into the cheese and makes it discolored in a black area. And this is none of the above. Don't get me wrong. It's not bad. It's just not what the Castle brand normally is. But this is now giving me some high hopes for trying out that Bavarian batch. Okay, well, I don't have anything else to try down here, so I'm going to do this, and then obviously it's going to have to go into the aging bin. Missed everything up to this point in time, but this is a hold. EMT F2, and you know what to do. F2 is a hit. Someone's going to put their lips on here and go, oh, it smells like butthole. No chance it. I'm going to settle with those nipples. Bad says, greetings, EMT. Smile money. Transportation Secretary Administration flagged nearly $700 million in cash detected in passengers' luggage leaving Minneapolis Airport in the last 2 years. A massive cash exodus believed to be tied to the Somali immigrants and their money couriers. Yep, but they let it ship and never thought it would be criminally related because they didn't want to be called racist. Wow. Smile money. That is 100% accurate, but anybody that would condone you and say smile money is just a libtard or whatever. That's the problem with what's going down right now. People are afraid to say something because then they're just going to get listed as a racist. That's just a bunch of bullshit. MILF. Maybe even a GILF. Smile money. They tagged it so the TSA boss could steal a slice of it and send some to the big guy. You know the thing. Bad says they're not immigrants, they're pirates. Arrgh. I'm behind. I could maintain an erection, but I just rather not, so let's pass on to the next one. Smile money. Too bad. No way they were that many U.S. officials complicit in this as well. Yet I have a large bottle of shampoo and TSA seizes it. That is weird. Smile money. You holster that gun about as well as that female Secret Service agent and Butler assassination attempt to, the ponytail squad. No, what happens is on the jammy style, especially the big gun, is the holster gets pushed below the jammy line, and then the gun tries to pull. Don't worry though, it worked itself out. No, okay, that last one was a mistake. This one's on purpose. Just one more row. I mean, this is all for science. You know what she wants. At least Brad would know what she wants. Swamini, I believe I heard you say that that time something like this was hot in Texas, so no one wanted to shoot that much. There was beer to drink. Yeah, but we were there for a week. So unfortunately, Smile Money, I guess I'm giving you material that I shouldn't, but we shot a lot more in one day than maybe most of the year up here in Minnesota. Bad. Now I'm wondering what you got. Because if your cheese is not right up against that date, this would be like, I have never had Castle Limburger cheese, this exact brand, I've never had this mild, this Come on, Bobby. Yeah, this is weird. This is unlike any of this stuff I've ever had. But that date on here, I've never had one that was. This must have just been made or something. Bad. Gotta drink that beer before you shoot the cans. Kind of hard to drink it after you shoot it. Smile money. Too bad. You start drinking like Eric, standing becomes a problem, let alone shooting. Besides, he has plenty of empty cans from the breakfast beers. Smile money. Can't be first on Rumble if it's not posted. Bat says, say it ain't so. Smile money. Eric got the message. It's up after I posted it. And yes, I was first. Well, Smile money, let me tell you what actually happened. It was supposed to be posted. But unlike YouTube, which is much faster, the Rumble was something like 95% uploaded, and I closed the window and went away. And it deleted everything. I couldn't even... YouTube will let you come back and continue uploading. Multi-gunman, I'm here. Pass the whiskey. Mike says cheers. Cheers, Mike. Then he says F2. F2 was already called by Kev Dog, and it was indeed a hit. Wow, look at those Napili landing pads. Cobra says, yuck, what's next? Eating food out of a dented? I'll take that. Cobra, rigged. Jolson, India 2. I2. I2 has already been called, and it was a miss. Jolson, we need a 12-gauge basement pop or ring the fucking cowbell. Oh, yeah. Okay. Okay, this needs to go in the Rankinator. Wow, it even cleans off the knife easier. Yeah, it's still needs a little time in the distillery. Boom. Oh yeah. Okay, first in the club is Bad, saying hi, Clubbers. Rich says cheers, Clubbers. And Cobra says club time already? I didn't finish watching yet. Thought I had more days. Her forehead's too small. I'll pass and take the next one. Sharky, you have a mission. A mission from God. Seems like the reflection. Oh, there we go. That's a true. Boom. But it's in gay mode. Of course, you'll be surprised to know that I do know how to circumvent that, but it's kind of a permanent thing on this guy. This thing is just incredible. If you're a 10mm fan and you can get your little grubs on this guy, they did also make this in a 45. 45 is pretty cool. Looks like it has porting on it. Either way, this is just the megastar. One of the definitely sweetest pistols in the collection. And I mean, for its time, they were like, yeah, go ahead, try to break this. Double stack 10mm. That piece of shit Clinton is what killed this because of that. If this guy would have been a single stack, probably would not be a very hard gun to find. That 45 is badass. The 45 is definitely badass. Not to mention we got the, yeah, there's something wrong with this, and right now it just doesn't fire right. Nobody else in the club. I'll check out the actual video. Well, let's start with Rumble. Smile Money says, first, Redneck Ramblin' says you should start a YouTube channel. I don't know who he's talking to. Oh yeah, Juicy Mamas. Let's go to the actual video, and first I need to tell you what I think about this. It's very drinkable. It's not overwhelming on the flavors that, for me, a lot of times the blood orange is. I'm actually going to do something a little different on this one. I'm going to put this on the actual E scale, putting it up against some of the best imperial stouts and shit that I ever have. So on that scale, I would give this an 8.5. It's pretty good, because I probably would have given it a 9.9 or whatever on the non-traditional. So for a hard cider, yeah, this is... Look, 3A eye checks, and yet the foreheads are still negotiable. Okay, let's check out what happened on the original. She's just one of the best. Miss 27 says, Brubagomi Club Time Biatches and the Homo Biatches. Shit, don't forget to get started. Salty Man and Multi-357 Man and his whiskey and cowbell reparations guy, Jolson. Salty says, Sunday double naked. Hemp Seed Addict. Just another one of my girlfriends. So great. She says, had this playing on my iPhone during my walk this morning. Did not expect you to say my penis so frequently as I walked by neighbors. Well, today's is safe for a walk. Somebody says, hence you see my problem with when I listen, especially with the with my decline in hearing. Laugh out loud. Bad says, my hearing is worse when I'm around people I don't want to listen to. Bad says, my hearing loss is primarily from 10 years of volunteer firefighting and the sirens from the rescue truck. I love to listen to people disagree with. And Hempseed says, Smile Money, he has become a guilty pleasure. Ooh. No, I love just the way that sounds. What are you doing later? Huh? Me and you, Hempseed, we can lose McLean. If you know what I mean. Okay, anything else that I got short, where we got short? Oh, Brad, truck knife. Keep the big knife in your truck to smash libtards over the head. Bad says, looks like a pointy chopper. Brad, to answer your question, I actually have a It's supposed to be used for wrecking, disassembling a deck with extreme prejudice, but I keep it right there, right next to the seat and the middle console of my truck. So it has it's not a shavable spike on this end, but it's very sharp. And then this end is the equivalent to a hammer on one side, and the spiky end of a hammer for pulling nails. So I mean, if I hit somebody, okay, I'll take that. If I hit somebody, I could hit them with any of the 3 possible ends of that thing. Yeah, I'm good with the other one. She's okay, but I can tell her forehead is way too big for that ass. And that's it. We can go back just for the fun of it and see if anybody joined the club. Nope. Nobody joined the club. So, maybe see you tomorrow? I don't know. It's hard to tell now that I have this thing called a JOB. Cheers.